Hey there, it's Brittany, and I'm back with the July Curated Bead Box. We have Flight of Fancy. Oh, that's fancy. No pun intended. Oh, there's a bonus pen in there. I haven't done one of those in a long time. So Curated Bead Box gives you a list of ingredients, and they have a sister store, which is dollarbead.com, and you can find the extras with these codes on that site. And then it also has a finding starter kit, crimp beads, elastic, things like that to help you make your first piece of jewelry. And if you're interested in subscribing, you can use coupon code TURQST35 at curatedbeadbox.com. All of that information is going to be in the description of this video. First, we have 10mm plum spot marble style glass bead 6-inch string. This is a really pretty purple mix, so it's purple, blue, and white. Very pretty. The brown turquoise spot marble style glass bead, similar. I think there's a tutorial on my channel of a bracelet with something very similar to this, and maybe like a buffalo. I did it years ago though. 10mm plum crackle glass bead 8-inch string. You know I love crackle beads. These are pretty. That's a pretty purple. Then we have a 10mm midnight blue crackle glass bead 8-inch string. So this is, I wouldn't call this blue, I'd call it like periwinkle or blurple. 8mm golden spot marble style glass bead. So a lot of the same type. You know what? I think the bracelet that I made was more closer to this color, but I'm not quite sure. I like these. 6mm brown turquoise spot marble style glass beads 8-inch string. Okay. 10mm round gold filigree metal beads. These are very bright gold. They're not macaroni and cheese yellow, but they're getting there. I would probably paint these. I probably wouldn't leave them that bright gold. Approximately 1 ounce Hummingbird designer glass bead mix. Pretty. We got blues and greens in here, but blues and greens going on. I like the little bead mix. 42 by 38mm Hummingbird Patina metal links. 2 links. Oh, that's cute. I actually quite like those. We'll probably make a necklace today, huh? Gold findings kit this month. And then the bonus is this dusty pink beadable pen with large hole beads, 8mm silver rhinestone metal spacer bead, 10 beads, and then a large organza bag. So here's the pen. We get a lot of large hole beads. We got some glass, metal in here. Oh, I like this one. That's pretty. It's like a very deep blue. And then we have the rhinestone spacers. All right, so let's get to getting. We're gonna make a necklace. I actually, on my table, have some patina paint. Very similar color. And I think we'll just paint some of these beads. I just need a head pin, like a paper towel, and my fingers. I've been painting a lot lately. You know, I just did a tutorial where I painted some other beads. So let me get a head pin here. Oh, there's head pins in the kit. That's just to hold the bead while I'm painting it. These are discontinued paints, but Vintage still has more paints that you can use on beads. So if you're upset that they're discontinued, just go to Vintage and they have ultimate paint now instead of patina paint. Okay. I'm gonna put a couple on here so I can do like 3 or 4 at a time. And this is gonna get messy because I maybe have a paintbrush on here, but I'm gonna, maybe I can try using a paintbrush. Usually I just use my fingers. because I'm lazy. Let's see if I have a paintbrush. I'm just gonna use a little baggie and put the paint on that. A little goes a long way. Make sure you shake it up first. I could get some brown out or whatever, but I don't think I'll need that much paint to really make an impact on changing these. And I'm just kind of spinning them around because I do want some of the gold to, I'm not doing like a whole cover job on these. I do want some of that gold coming through, but I don't want like the majority to be gold. I hope that makes sense. So we still have gold peeking through. And surprise, surprise, I'm still getting paint on my fingers. But isn't that pretty? And it goes really well with our little hummingbird. And I can even touch this up with a little bit of this paint to make it match even better. So I'm just going to keep doing that. I'm going to make probably 6 more beads just so I have enough throughout the necklace. I am not trying hard. Like you see, I'm not doing much, right? Like this is easy. Alter your beads if you don't love the color. I don't hate the color, but the color wasn't what I wanted for it to go with it. So just making it my own. All right, I'll be back after I paint some more. Okay, my beads painted. I'm just gonna kind of come in and touch this guy up with a little bit. See, it's like almost the exact same color, but I'm gonna do this just to get that little bit of lighter color in. And then I'm just gonna rub off some of the paint with my fingers. This stuff dries so fast. So I'm also gonna come in and relief it with my, this is a nail file buff, like a nail buffer. All right, so I'm just taking some of that paint off to get some of that brass to show through. See, doesn't that look great? Get just a little bit more detail. Let me see where the other bird is. I don't know if I can, like, this one's just a little brighter now because I took the reliefing block and the color's just a little different. And you probably can't even tell on the camera, but I can in person, and it matches these beads a little bit better. Now that I have paint all over myself, I am going to make a necklace. So let's see. We got everything we needed to make a really cool necklace. We got crystals, we got glass beads, we got metal beads, we have a focal. And then I just have to kind of decide on where I want to go with the necklace. I think I really like these two together, but I want to get in the crystals that we got. So I don't know that, oh yeah, that'll be pretty. This will be pretty. We got this. Okay, I'm gonna kind of work out a design. Okay, I had to redo my pendant because the one I was originally working on, it's just a charm. It didn't have a loop on the other side. So what I did was went into my little mix, my hummingbird mix, and I grabbed out these green beads. Goldie's sniffling at me, so I think she wants something. But and then I got out the periwinkle crystals, and I made the periwinkle crystals into drops using simple loops. So I just used a head pin, stuck it through. I grabbed some antique brass because I wanted to tone down the gold, and then just cut it to about between 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, and then I'm just curling it back toward my bead, and we're making little dangles. So I did that with all the periwinkle ones. I think I had 8, and I'm just gonna keep repeating that. They're a little funky in the way that they're drilled. They're not like regular crystal beads. They're more chatons with holes in them. So the angle's a little weird, but I was able to get through it. Then I grabbed some, I think these are 10mm jump rings from my stash, and I put 2 of the green beads on there because I have larger holes. And then in between the 2 beads, I put one of my little periwinkle dangles. So let me show you what that's gonna look like. You're gonna open up your jump ring, put on one of your little wobbly beads, a dangle, another wobbly bead, and then attach that to your bird. And then we'll close that back up. And originally I was thinking that I would use these as connection points for my crimps, but I think we're gonna bead through them and put some beads in the middle here. I think we're gonna use these peridot color crystals for that. Just I wanna get a little bit more sparkle, do a little bit fun stuff. I have some brass spacers for my stash because we didn't get any spacers other than these filigree beads, and I wanna get those in the design. Okay, so I will use the gold wire that's in our kit, our findings kit. It's a miracle I didn't have to peel the tape off this time. Sometimes that's a little rough for me. I don't know why. Every time I struggle with it. I am going to put a bead stopper on the end because I usually thread onto my spool, but we don't have that. If you don't have a bead stopper, that's okay. Use some tape. Just put a loose knot in the end. Just something that'll prevent your beads from falling off, right? Okay, so then I'm going to cut open my 2 purple strands. I don't know how many of those crackles I'm going to use because I really love how this dot looks with the filigree beads. These are stuck, fused together. Just very carefully nudge your, you're not cutting anything, you're kind of just forcing them apart. The paint sometimes gets stuck on these beads. Okay, I'm not cutting the beads, I'm just forcing them apart. All right, I really love how these purple beads look next to my filigrees. Okay. So I have my, I'm gonna dump out some spacers. If you don't have spacers, just use seed beads. Use whatever tiny beads you have. You know, sometimes I get stuck on like, oh, I have to find the perfect bead. Just grab what you have. Sometimes that works out a little bit better than shopping and searching for the perfect bead. There are really cute little turquoise beads in this mix. There were some cute little bicones. So there's plenty in here for you to choose from. I usually start in the middle, but I don't really know where I'm going with this. So I'm gonna put on a purple bead on one of my filigrees that I painted. We got 2 painted bead tutorials in like the same 7-day period. That's crazy for me. Oh yeah, I like that. Yeah, I really do like that. I want to see how one of these looks next to the purple beads though. Or maybe, yeah, that's pretty, but I don't know that that's what I want to do. No, I don't like that light green right next to the light turquoise. Isn't that pretty together? Love that. Do another turquoise bead. Okay, and then I'm going to put on another spacer. I'm going to put this on as if it's a bead. So my jump ring's becoming a bead here. And then I'm going to put on like 5 or 6 of these bicones. Whatever's going to fill up that gap between the wings. I think I want to put some spacers in there. Yeah, I like that look. All right, and then we'll come out this side. Let's see if that's, yep, good amount of space, and then we'll put on our next spacer, and then we'll go back into our purple turquoise mix. All right, love the purple turquoise, love the green beads in here, but I feel like the vibe is off with the dangles, but I do want some dangles, so I'm just trying to figure out how we're going to accomplish that. Maybe I just needed to hold it up. Okay, I just needed to hold it up. It was like laying down, it was a little weird. This is so pretty. This is so pretty. Okay. I think what I'm going to do to get some of this blurble or periwinkle up a little bit further now is surround 1 or 2 of these beads with the others. So we're going to just do one. I'll show you what I mean. It's going to kind of become a focal here. So I'm going to take a spacer. I'm going to take maybe a green bead. Yeah, that's pretty. And then I'll go back into my turquoise purple pattern. So I ended up not really using these yet, but they might go on the back of the necklace. Maybe the purple will go on the back of the necklace. Who knows? But I'm going to go ahead and finish beading up the sides. This is so pretty. And then I'll be back to show you how to crimp. Okay, so I've strung the necklace, and I did throw in some more of those periwinkle crystals because I wanted some more interest between the strung beads. So above every, the first 3 patina beads, I put a drop, and we already had the dangle, just put it on a jump ring and put the jump ring right on the string as if it was a bead. So then at the back, I just used some of those blurple beads, and now we're going to put a clasp on it. So I always check to see if my clasp, and this is from my stash because I just didn't want the bright gold. So now I just have put the bright gold in my stash because I use those all the time. Have a crimp bead. This is the right side, so I want to make sure that I put my clasp on the right side, right-handed. Open that up, put the clasp on, already put my crimp on my wire. Close that up. Then come through my jump ring. And then back down through my crimp. You can clearly see my wires are crossed there, so we want to make sure they're not crossed when we crimp. Set my crimping pliers and squish. And turn 90 degrees, squish again. Squish one more time. And then I'll feed that through a couple beads here. It's not because, and you guys know this, it's not going to make my necklace any more stable, but it looks a heck of a lot better than if you had just cut it off at the crimp. I'll move everything down. Come to the other side. Oh, I want to make sure my jump ring's closed to avoid disaster later. Crimp, jump ring, and then I will come back through that crimp and then down through a few beads to get some leverage on closing this up. Grab my tail, grab my jump ring, and pull. Make sure your necklace isn't stuck on something like mine was. There we go. Make sure it's not in a straight line, and we're not in a straight line, and we don't have any huge gaps anywhere. Okay. You can pull that pretty tight. You just don't want it to be a straight line. If it's tight when it's a straight line, you're gonna have problems later on. All right, and not even that later on, like immediately, because your necklace is gonna be too taut. All right, let's pull that just a little bit more. Squish. Oh, that was a soft one. Squish again. One more time. And then we'll trim. And this is just such a pretty color palette. I love purples and blues and greens and turquoises, so it was right up my alley. And we got to alter some beads, right? Like, look how pretty this turned out. This is so cute. This is so boho, so garden. Like, I've been super garden inspired. This is like the third one that I want to call like Hummingbird Garden. Third necklace with the garden in the name in the last 3 days. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Hopefully you like it. Hopefully you can make one for yourself. Now, if you don't have access to vintage patinas, use acrylic paint and then seal your beads. Use a varnish to seal your beads. It's totally fine. All right? Try something new. Okay? Love this. If you're interested in subscribing to Curated Bead Box, use coupon code TURQST35 at Curated Bead Box to get 35% off your first box. Love this necklace. It's going to be super cute for the rest of the summer. Hope you have a good day. Stay tuned for Goldie. Bye-bye. You toot, yeah. My little baby girl. Yeah. You're such a sweetie. Yeah.